All right, friends and professionals, welcome back to another Live Time with Alec. Woo! Today we're talking about bypassed, of course. We're getting through the series, 60-second clips, and we're going to go deep and explain what's going on. This one, I'm going to challenge your business model. I know I do that a lot. I'm going to challenge your business model today, give you something to think about. 60 seconds, watch the clip.
What are you doing to surprise and delight your customers? Surprise! Hopefully not that. Welcome to #bypassed. Typically, you'll be working closely with a borrower for 30 days. You should spend time getting to know their hopes and dreams. How old are their kids? What are their hobbies? Who's their favorite sports team? You get it. That's intel that you should be using to give them an unbelievable customer experience that blows their minds. Like setting them up with a concierge to transfer things like their internet and their TV to their new house. Or sending them a stamp that says return to sender for all the mail that's not theirs that they're gonna get in their new house. Simply closing on time with great customer service is not enough. You need to go above and beyond and create that wow moment that they're never gonna. Not that kind of wow moment. Your customer will remember when you went above and beyond to make their experience exceptional. Want to know more? Well, this is one in a series, so follow whatever platform you're watching this, and we'll make sure you don't get.
All right. So this is a call out. This is a challenge. This is a defining moment for your career because I want to push you to stop doing the basics and start doing the things that are exceptional. So for example, is there anything in your life as a human being that you expect mediocre, crappy customer service? Anything? Is there an experience or a movie? If you go see a movie, do you expect it to be just kind of terrible? I know some of you go watch B movies. I like B movies. But let's just think about it. As a consumer too, consumers expect delight, 5 stars, incredible experiences. And so when I ask you, what are you doing in your mortgage process to absolutely blow the mind of your customer? What is the moment that they're going to remember forever? They're never going to forget. What's the moment for you that you're crafting in the experience? You know what most loan officers say? I send them a bottle of wine at the close. I go to their closing and I sign docs with them. I bring them some balloons. That's all garbage. It's well-intentioned. Sorry, that's a little aggressive. It's well-intentioned. But let me ask you, do your customers expect to have their loan declined? I know some do, but do the majority of your customers expect to have their loan declined? No. Do they expect their loan to be approved? Yes. Do they expect proactive communication? 100%. Do they expect to have any surprises that mess up their day? Of course not. Do they expect great communication, proactive responses? Yeah, all of that. Do they expect to be updated every step of the way? Yes, 100% yes. So none of those things are wowing your customer. Nothing. You're doing your job. You're doing your job. Okay? It doesn't make you different or special. You're just doing the basics. And this, I know the basics are hard. I know the fundamentals are hard. I know closing loans on time is hard. I know every single loan and customer and family bring you a unique situation and you have to deal with it and manage it. I know it's hard. It's hard to be proactive and communicate when you're managing leads and realtors. And it's hard. Sorry. Hard work is hard. But you've got 30 days, call it 25 days, whatever you close in. I don't care. Most customers don't want to close in 8 days. They want to close when they want to close. So you have all that time to hang out with them, all that time to deliver a moment. Because you know this. I don't know why. You know deep in your heart that people remember moments and experiences. They do. They don't remember the process. They remember the thing that stood out, the thing that made an emotional connection with them. That's what they remember. That's what they know. So where is yours in the process? Think about your loan process, your loan experience that you craft. Where is your boom moment where the customer goes, I didn't expect that. That's way above and beyond. I was expecting good communication, a timely close, responsive loan officer, but I didn't expect this to happen. And you blew their mind. I gave you some examples in the bypass video. You can go watch them, but I'm going to share a little more about them today. Not that I need you to copy these and you're welcome to take them, but in the sense that I want your brain to start thinking of you. What is your experience going to be that lights them on fire? And it's not the basket of meats and the crappy wine you send them at the end or the cutting board with your name on it. Don't do that, by the way. No, they don't care about that stuff. It's nice. It's kind of expected. What blows their mind? Let me start with the basics. In order to blow somebody's mind, you actually have to know what they care about. I know it's a shocker. It's crazy. But like, what does your customer actually care about in their heart? Do you know it? Do you know what matters to them? Here's an example. You know what most people remember when they get into their first house? They don't remember the loan process unless it was terrible. They don't remember the closings and the signings, how many pages they had to sign. They remember the first night in their house. That's what they remember. Think back to your move-ins. What do you remember? The chaotic move? Yeah. The unboxing forever. And that first night in your new house where it's kind of weird still. You know, you don't know the sounds yet. Sounds of the house, the sounds of the street. And if you're a parent, imagine, and then you know this too, your kid's first night in their house. It's different, right? The room's different. There's some excitement, but there's some anxiety going around it too. You know what people remember? They remember eating pizza on the floor of their kitchen or on a card table because they don't have their furniture yet on the night of their first house. So guess what you can do as a professional? If you actually know them and you've asked questions and you know their kids are 8 and 6 or 6 and 10 or whatever their kids' ages are, and you're in emotional connection with them, then you know what wins that night? It's like, hey, what are you doing on your first night? Always ask. Don't presume. And they go, what do you mean? You go, well, what I'd love to do is send you a DoorDash coupon for anything you want in your first night. And then there's this killer fun game called Kids Against Maturity. And I want to send you that. It's a real game, by the way. I want to send you that game. One of the things I remember most was sitting on the floor on a card table, eating pizza and playing board games with my kids on the first night we moved into our house. And I'd like to make that happen for you. And you send them that stuff. You know what they're going to remember? That night, sitting around the card table, eating pizzas and playing a stupid game. That's what they're going to remember. Your great customer service, fantastic. They expected it. They know that of you. They respect that of you. But they're not going to remember that of you in their heart, in their memory. This is the wow opportunity. I made a joke about, or in the bypass video, you can see another example where I talked about a contractor or a painter coming into their house. People don't realize that when you move into your house, there's so much stuff that needs to get done. The furniture scuffs paint off walls. You got to hang art. You got to hang mirrors. You got to do all this stuff that just takes time. And if it's a working family, then it's like, well, I guess I'll do that after my work. I'll just come home and do more work. And all of a sudden, you can pay some guy a couple hours of his time to show up as a trusted handyman and say, hey, I'm going to send a guy. I do this for all my customers. He's prepaid for. You got 3 hours of his time. He'll come by any date. Here's his number. You schedule it, and he'll hang art. He'll hang photos. He'll fix paint scuffs. He'll move stuff around the house. He'll reline furniture. Whatever you need, he's yours for 3 hours. And by the way, he's an incredible handyman. I've worked with him for 20 years. He helps all my customers. You're going to love him. And if you don't have a handyman, I hope you pick him. Oh my God, that's so much better. That's such a better service. Or I always use this example of a junker, because if you move houses, even while you're packing and even when you get into your final house, you just realize I've accumulated too much stuff. It's just too much crap and I need to get rid of it. But how do you get rid of it? You got to hire a dumpster. You got to pay for a dumpster to come to your house and sit in the front yard and fill it up with stuff. No, you just hire a junker, whatever you want to call them. I call them junkers. I have a personal relationship with my guy because I call him up. I go, I need you to come back again because I got to offload stuff. And you just tell the customer, hey, this guy, I've already paid for it. He's going to come up. He'll fill an entire truck, like dumpster truck full of stuff, not just a truck. That's not enough. For anything you need to let go, let go. And by the way, you can always go to your next door neighbors who you're just meeting and say, hey, if you have anything like old furniture from your backyard or anything you want to dump in, the truck's paid for. So just as long as it fits in the truck, and they can throw some stuff in, you meet them, you make relations, all good. This is the stuff that customers remember. You stepping outside the transaction, going above and beyond in delivering them something that matters to their life. Now, it doesn't have to be always that big. It should be, I think. I think that if we want real impact, we need to step into real relationship and real giving, so to speak. But you can do little things. And I made the joke of the stamp. I know you know this, but when you moved into a new house, you get mail that's not yours forever. It's forever. Why? Because no one forwards their emails. Mail, it's just forever. And so it's so frustrating because you just grab this chunk of mail and none of it's yours, but you're looking for bills and you got to deal with it. And then right there by the front door, a little red stamp that says return to sender, doesn't live here. Bang, 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 stamp, stamp, stamp. And you get to throw that back in the mailbox. That's so much nicer. than having to grab a pen and write, does not live here, return to sender, flip, does not live here. This little tiny thing that costs you 30 cents and a thoughtful note that says, hey, this is going to happen to you. So just this stamp, I keep it by my front door. I use it for all my stuff. You're going to love it. It's that moment when now every time they pick that stamp up, every day when they get mail, it doesn't need to have your name on it, by the way, just a stamp. Every day they pick this up, they're going to be like, dude, Alec, that guy thought of me. And I love this stamp because now I just go in the mail, done. We got to step up our game. And we don't. And that's why we're having this conversation. That's why this challenge moment is here for you to experience. Look at the 30 days you have with your customer. It's all right there. See them all? Where are you going out of the norm? Again, to nail the point, calling your customer proactively, giving them status on a daily basis, getting ahead of all the information they need, over educating, over preparing, coming in for a smooth closing, early, on time, docs out, weeks before, stress gone. That's expected. That's not enough. It's not enough to be good in that, because good is forgettable. You don't remember the good food, you remember the great experience. I went to a restaurant once, super fancy bucket list restaurants. I'm kind of a foodie. It's a problem. And I'm sitting down for dessert, and it's a prefixed meal. So, I wonder what's for dessert. And it comes out, and it's this glorious, fun dessert. And I'm with friends for a birthday, and we're eating. And then all of a sudden, a second dessert comes out for the table. And we're like looking around, like, what? Then a third dessert comes out and drops. The chef, now our minds are blown. 3 desserts, different type, but we didn't pay for it. We paid for the meal, and these were all surprises. I'm sure we paid for it in the prefix price, but I thought we had paid for X and we were getting Y. Then at the end of that, they showed up with to-go custom chocolates in a little bag, and everybody got to walk out with that. That for me made an impact. Never forget that. 4 desserts, a to-go dessert? Are you kidding me? Here's another example. If you're talking to your customer, and you get to know them, and they're wine people. There's wine people out there. There's craft beer people out there. There's custom cocktail people out there. There's a lot of people out there that like different types of alcohol. So maybe that's your thing too. I know some big people that'll geek on wines all day long. You know what you do here? As soon as you find out that you got wine connection, you go, okay, I got you. And then at the closing, you can send them a bottle of wine. But what you send them is a bottle of wine from your favorite vineyard in Sonoma or Napa or Bordeaux or whatever it is. And you send them your favorite bottle. Maybe even if you're this much of a nerd, you get a note from the winemaker, because you say, look, I'm going to buy a bunch of bottles of wine from you this year to send to people that love wine. Will you put a little note in there on the taste expectation from the winemaker? I'll copy the note, but just make, and then you send the letter from you with a note from the winemaker on the tasting expectations. And that's the bottle of wine that shows up at the customer's house. Maybe you even hand deliver it. I know, Alec, you're saying things that are hard. No, I'm saying things that help you win. That's what sets real relationship, breaking down the convenience of the world and going right to the people. Not just I send them a generic basket of salami meats. That's not going to work, my dude. Doesn't work. Forgettable. Hand delivering a bottle of your favorite wine with a note from the winemaker and a note from you saying you're going to really enjoy this next time you barbecue on that beautiful barbecue out there, some delicious steaks. You tell me they're going to forget that. No. Be memorable. Wow your customer. Find out what they really care about. Humanize yourself. Challenge yourself, because you are so much more than a transaction. Aren't you? See you on the internet.